Hello and welcome to my video. This in this hour, I'm going to tell you about what is Stoicism and how to become undefeatable with Stoicism. But first of all, I'm going to introduce myself as usual. My name is Albert Wijaya Kusuma, but you can call me Weka. And let's just get started. So what exactly is Stoicism? So imagine you are successful. You have everything covered, your hard work paid off, and your boss or your lecturer gave you an award. Everything seems to be very stable and great. Not until bad things happen. It may come in any form. Perhaps nature thinks that, oh, you know that life cycle is a thing? Guess what? It's misfortune time. Suddenly you lost the thing that you love, or maybe everything that you have. So what are we going to do? Numb? Being numb? Being unmotivated? Or perhaps worse, suicide. But what happens when you accept that moment and you stay calm and you decide to focus on things that can be changed? Rather than crying over spoiled milk. And that is Stoicism. And why must it be stoic? Stoicism helps us to see negativity experienced in a new light, where in a world full of unexpected turns of event, our emotion tends to get in the way of things. We aren't really sad because of bad things. We are sad because bad things came unexpectedly. Like, pew! For example, rain is a good thing. It could keep our surroundings cool and humid, and it helps water our plant. But when the darkness looms over you, and you forgot to bring your umbrella, well, you will wish that you had brought one with you. So why don't we cry over when it starts to rain? It's because although the situation is bad, we learn to expect rain. It's something unavoidable, and we cannot control it either. Even if the situation is bad, it will eventually pass, and the life cycle will move once more. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what the four virtues of Stoic, and it is wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Okay, so the first one, wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to separate what is internal and external, and the ability to choose our reaction towards a moment. And just like Viktor Frankl said, between a stimulus and a response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. Second one is courage. Two words: persist and resist. Courage itself is the ability to endure hardship and doing what's right, despite the difficulties. And then the third one, temperance, or I would like to say it, self-control. It's the ability to master ourselves by knowing what we want and what we actually need. By understanding temperance or self-control, we will be able to understand that avoiding unnecessary things will result in a more balanced lifestyle. And the fourth one, or lastly, justice. Justice is the most important virtue, and instruct that no one should do harm to another. What we all mean, to love for each other, to do good for the other, and not for ourselves. And one of the greatest examples of justice is Nelson Mandela. Why? One of the most renowned leaders in South Africa, somewhere in Africa, of course. Despite being sentenced to life in prison for his fight against apartheid, his character remained unwavering. Remarkably, after his release and subsequent election as South Africa's president, He chose not to seek revenge on those who caused his suffering. Instead, he dedicated himself to reconciliation and building a better nation. This embodies the essence of Stoic justice, focusing on the greater good and acting with integrity and forgiveness. So perhaps you might think, or you might ask, how do I train to be Stoic? Well, the first thing first, picture the worst outcome. Be mindful and content that it will happen anytime. Practice voluntary discomfort by doing things outside what you usually do. Like for example, perhaps you usually sit in a chair. Try to sit on the floor. And think about your response deeply and consider every outcome. And that is for today. I hope you guys enjoy my presentations and I hope it's useful. Thank you.